Lost and Claire Dunphy on Modern Family. You know who she is now, right?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know her name. I read this article, and unlike most Hollywood moms, she refuses to have a nanny on the weekends because she wants her and her husband to try and help raise the kids. Like normal people, you send your kids to daycare during the week, and then on the weekend, you're mom and dad, right?
Yes.
And I was very proud of her. They have 3 kids. They have Oliver, who's 8, and twins, John and Gus, who are 6.
Wow. She's got her hands full.
Yep. And her husband, Scott Phillips, who's 43, she and him make sure and try and raise their kids, especially on the weekends when neither one of them are working. And I just found that to be a breath of fresh air in comparison to most of the rest of Hollywood.
Yeah. Yeah, and I realize that they're very busy, and I can understand, they can afford
yes.
the nanny on the weekends and everything, but yeah, kids need to know that their parents are there for them. I can understand why she's a crush. Yes, definitely. That's admirable.
Yes, I thought so too. All right, Hollywood happenings. Anything in Hollywood that you want to talk about?
I haven't seen that much lately, but I honestly have not spent much time in front of the TV.
That's good. I had to Google, and I found some awesome stories. Did you guys watch True Detective when Matthew McConaughey was in it?
No, we haven't seen True Detective at all yet.
I've need
heard
to.
How wonderful it is, and I think that's on the list. We've got to get. Is True Detective on HBO or?
Yes.
Okay. We've got to get HBO Go. We haven't even seen Game of Thrones yet this season. We are so behind, and I'm just like, oh, we got to do something.
You're too busy living life to sit in front of a TV. That's okay. I'm not judging.
Well, we can afford like an hour an evening to watch something. We try to make the time to sit down together and watch something. We just got through Grateful Dead on Netflix and everything, but
there's a lot out there.
Yeah. There's good television now. There's actually really, really good television now.
And it's at the touch of our hands where we can watch it whenever we want.
It's amazing.
It is. It is. Just think back to your childhood when you had like the 4 channels and no remote control.
And the pliers to change the knob.
Yes, because the knob got lost when your little brother played with it.
Yes.
Yep. So they have made our lives so luxurious now. The upcoming True Detective is going to star Vince Vaughn.
All right.
Yeah, and so this is a serious role for him, and he says that the reason he took it is it wasn't that I was interested in TV, it was really about True Detective, the story. What's interesting about this kind of storytelling is that with 8 parts to tell it, and that's all. You've got a long time to investigate the story. So you haven't seen it, so it's different than anything I've ever seen. It's dark. It's very dark.
Well,
you have to watch it. You really have to.
I'm psyched to now, and I know that they have pulled in a lot of big name actors to fill like the lead role.
Yes,
in that, and I love crime dramas. What is it? It's just in our DNA. If we're a girl, we like crime dramas.
What is it? Like I fell into CSIs back in the day, and Law and Order. I was roped. Like anytime Horatio Caine came on, like Spike TV, I'm like, oh yeah. And then I started dating Steve, and he's like, really? Those are the cheesiest lines ever. And I'm like, come on,
no,
smashing my world.
I'm kind of watching Dexter right now,
and I've heard that's pretty intense. I haven't watched that.
It's good. It's kind of crazy because you're watching a crime drama, but you're rooting for the serial killer.
Right.
I'm not giving anything away by that. Dexter is.
He is a serial killer that works for the good guys, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I do know that much.
And it's a hoot. It really is. It's kind of a deep show. It's intense. And I feel bad because I know I missed some things on it because I'm watching it while I'm brushing my teeth at night or getting ready in the morning or something like that. So that's been my dragging the iPad into the bathroom with me to watch.
You can ask Steve. I'm doing the same thing. I'm watching YouTube video. I'm constantly carrying my iPad around, and he's like, "What are you watching now?" But it's silly. It's silly. Now, I don't picture you as being a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fan.
Not in particular, but it's always interesting, like, to hear some of the goofy things that they have done or said because they are entertaining.
Right. Well, do you know the name Brandi Glanville?
No.
She is the ex-wife to Eddie Cibrian, who's now married to Leanne Rimes.
Okay. All right. I know that crazy story.
Yeah. Well, as of today, she has been booted off the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she was always the drama maker, always stirring up crap. So wow. I find that to be pretty interesting. I don't watch the show, but I did watch the Leanne Rimes, Eddie Cibrian reality show. I'm sure it's not coming back because nobody else was watching it. But being a country music fan, you're like, what's going on? And watching them, it's a whole different world.
Oh, I can totally understand. You kind of get sucked in, and the next thing you know, you're talking about those people like you know them.
I was going to bring that up because, you are part of my life, you and Hank. Every Monday, I sit down in my car, and sometimes for some reason, my iTunes hasn't loaded you, and I'm like, damn it. But by the end of Monday, if you've recorded on Sunday, it's when I leave work, it's there. And I listen to you guys. Usually it takes Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday before I get through the whole podcast because I only have a 20-minute commute. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of strange. It's these people that we don't really know that are now part of our lives. And that's how it is with reality TV.
That is cool. Now with the reality TV though, I always try to like, when people start talking about it, I'm like, you do realize that's staged.
Right. Yes.
Because there's people that are encouraging Honey Boo Boo.
That got canceled.
Thank God.
That got canceled. And I'm okay. But like, it's stuff like that. Like, I just compared Hillbilly Nerd Talk to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm sorry.
No.
But it's like you watch these people. Like, Steve and I have been watching Big Brother UK, and Big Brother US is about to start. Do you watch those? Any of those?
I saw some Big Brother back in the day, like when it first came out and everything, and I don't even remember names or anything. I thought that was a great concept. And I have a confession. I have a confession. If I'm ever feeling really dumb and bad about myself, I love to watch America's Next Top Model. And is that even still on?
Awesome. No, that is amazing. So that's a tip for our listeners.
But I mean, oh my gosh, the drama that those gals stir up and everything, and what they get excited and upset and dramatic about. I'm like, my life is fantastic, and I am smart, and I'm pretty, and gosh darn, people like me.
And you're normal.
Yeah.
I recently tried to watch Celebrity Marriage Rehab or something like that.
Ooh,
I got 2 in, and it had Kendra from The Girls Next Door and her husband Hank, who supposedly slept with the transsexual or whatever. And that was a huge reason I was watching, but I couldn't get past 2 episodes. I'm like, I'm not recording any more of these. It's insane. Like, reality TV is crazy now. It's crazy.
I used to live close to my family before I moved in with Hank and everything, and I had a glass front door, and I got caught. I was standing like surfing channels and just trying to find something on TV while I was cleaning, and I ran upon The Girls Next Door, and I did not know what that was, and I was just standing there. And my brother was on the porch. He was getting ready to knock on the door, and he saw what I was watching. And he just stood there and watched me. He said my head just kept tilting. He was like, it was like a confused dog because I would just tilt my head back and forth. Yes. And he finally caught my reflection and he was howling and laughing on the porch at this. And he's like, yeah, that's real. You're seeing something that's really happening. And I was like, this can't be.
It was quite crazy. It was one of those shows, it was just mindless for me. I would fall into. I'm like,
my gosh.
But when you step back and your brain like starts to kick in and you're like 3 girlfriends to one 80-year-old man.
And they're doing arts and crafts and the dog's pooping in the floor.
Right. Yeah. American television hasn't really improved when it comes to stuff like that. It's kind of gone downhill. Like Kardashians and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it hurts. Brain rape.
But that's the good thing about Big Brother is there's competitions and it's not celebrities. It's just people that are stuck in a cage together, also known as a house, for, 13, 14 weeks. And it can be pretty crazy. I'm justifying my addiction.
Hey, we all need some form of mindless entertainment to dial down after the day and everything. I think I have to. Even if it's a few minutes on Pinterest reading little joke pins or something like that. To me, that calms me down and gets me, I don't know, ready for bed even. Like, it turns my brain off a little bit. So
I use Facebook for that. Is that bad? Should I say that out loud? No, Stephen.
I hadn't thought of that because I get on Facebook and I'm like, who is this? Who is this? I feel bad because I don't know the people who are on my Facebook.
Oh, I understand. My friend's count increased dramatically when I started dating Steve. I'm like, Steve, who's this? He's like, I don't know, a fan. I'm like, okay, accept. I got nothing to hide.
Yeah. I keep thinking I might get on there, and I understand you can make groups.
Yes.
With like people that you actually like have a group of girlfriends that you want to share pictures with and everything, and then just kind of exclude the other random people that you went to grade school with.
Yes. Yes. So Hank turned me on to the podcaster corner or whatever on Facebook. Because he said he stirred up some crap on there. And so I'm like, what is this? And I follow them. I have a girlfriend that created like a fitness group. I follow them. One of my co-hosts, Teresa, her and her friends started Sexy Shoe Sunday. That's a group that, we just post pictures of shoes. I'm really bad at it. But there's some really awesome shoes out there.
Oh, yeah.
So I definitely recommend groups. Unless you're trying to sell me something. Don't invite me to that group. I'm sick of those.
Nope. Sorry.
Yeah. One more thing in Hollywood happenings that I wanted to talk about. It kind of encompasses Big Brother. Big Brother is getting its first transgender contestant. Are you shocked?
No, I think that's awesome.
It's like the hip thing to do now. Everyone's talking about it. So I was not surprised. I'm not surprised, and I think it's a good thing. I really do. I mean, it's good for crying out loud. We're in Appalachia, and we've got people who are transgendered walking around. It's not that uncommon, and people keep wanting to bury their heads in the sand about it and act like it doesn't exist. And I think Hank has a great attitude about that. He's like, it's their body. They can do whatever they want to with it. And It doesn't affect you. Right. So. Yeah, I was because this is on CBS, and I'm like, that's pretty awesome.
It is. It is. I'm proud of them for, just, I don't know, just bowing down to the pressure of the moral majority, minority, whatever.
Right. Well, you should check out Big Brother. It starts June 24th on CBS. Mark your calendar.
I'm writing that down because because
if you start from the beginning of the season and you give it a couple episodes, you get sucked in because you're like, you want to see what happens. You get your favorite